All right, here we are again. I think where a lot of people want to see Greta in the Grinders, which is in the loser seat. So I know this brings you guys a lot of joy, and I'll try to make it even more enjoyable for you here. Some commentary on the league and addressing the questions that were posed this week. As far as the league goes, it's early, but kind of as usual, there's a clear hierarchy: top, middle, bottom. The top, Cockmeat back up there, um, Storch in there again, and kind of surprisingly, at least based on past performance, the Jigglypuffs, whatever they're called this year, um, up there in terms of points. Jigglypuffs looking like an absolute wagon. So we'll see how this plays out the rest of the year, but definitely in a kind of the pole position right now. And then at the bottom, yeah, Goodell looking like another L this week, goes to 1-4. It's gonna be hard for the kid to kind of crawl back in there. Tripolini involved in a questionable trade this week, which I'll address in a few moments, but probably going to finish in the bottom tier again. The middle's crowded. That's something to keep an eye on. We got what kind of half the league with a 2-2 record, and kind of right there in terms of points for. So I think the playoff race will be interesting. As usual, expect it to come down to injuries. If we can stay healthy and the usual fantasy nonsense. As far as the trades go this week, I didn't have an issue with it. I thought it was a fair trade. I got to trust the Watson Analytics as an IBMer, but most questionable was Brock's involved, Nino, a known merchant on Perk 90s. You know, Definitely some questions that I think were just to be raised by the league. And when there's smoke, there's usually fire. But time will tell, and hoping the best for both those teams as that trade kind of formalizes in the back half of the week here. I don't think formalize is even a word. But moving into questions, let's see here. Payroll kind of asked a dud. Didn't even really look too deep into what he was asking there. So, no, not a 30-point underdog. I am looking like an underdog here before the 1 p.m. kickoff Eastern Justin Fields' career game. So, that'll be tough to bounce back from, but just hoping for some ham and egg from the boys this week, and hoping that they can sync up, put together a solid week across the board, and at least make it close and pull out a W. Um, and I guess yeah, I think they're all must wins at this point when you're sitting at 2-2. Greta, so it's from Storch. After scoring second lowest points of the season so far and being smashed by 83 points by the Northside Nakuas, how's your team look to bounce back against a sneaky Tainville squad? Like I just said, ham and egg. Hoping some boys show up, especially Lamario. He's to have a big week, but other than that, I don't really have a fucking clue. I haven't been tuned in this week as to how the squad's looking. Did update my lineup, so hopefully competitive. Tripolini, usually tripping in with something. After squeaking by the worst squad in the league, he's referring to himself 2 weeks ago, and now putting this performance, are heads dropping in the locker room? How do you address the comments that this team has already reached its peak? Heads dropping? No. Has the team reached its peak? Unfortunately, potentially. Just kind of a track record of below average performance for the Gretas. We then take responsibility for that. Um, you know, in things where luck and paying attention to the minutia of sports, yeah, I'm gonna fall behind. It's not the wheelhouse for your boy here, but thought we drafted well. The Chubb injury was obviously huge. Taking him third overall, looking in the rearview mirror, if would have taken JJ, team looks a lot different. Um, Definitely a kind of sniffing that top tier of the league, but it's not the case. So hopefully in the rest of the draft, will put me in a good spot. Can make some get lucky in the waiver wires and am open to trades. Looking to pick up, I think, another receiver, and let's get creative. So if you got ideas, send them my way. Mr. Cup, rumors are circling that you're tanking for Shadirway. Can you confirm or deny these allegations regarding Shadirway? First of all, me, Coach Prime, Shadirway, Khaled, all on the same page here. I think you have to tank for Shadirway. Brown should be tanking for Shadirway. Eat the Deshaun Watson contract and clean house. KS out. Everybody for Shadirway. Coach Prime, no, with the headset on, and then DJ Khaled in the box, either in some front office role or calling plays directly. I think if we can do that as the Greta Grinders / Browns fan base, then the whole league should watch out. Fortunately, it's all we get this week in terms of questions. Would like to see a little more involvement from the league as it relates to questions. I am also guilty as charged there. I don't think I've asked one thus far. But anyway, good luck to the boys this week. Hopefully, get some interesting matchups. And Hammy, eat shit.